Hey world, it's being willing to come back with another video. Family, I wanted to come back with this video because I be checking the fundamentals, and I've been telling you for a long time that this stock market, this economy is based off phony money, okay? Remember, money don't exist. It's just the energy of the money that exists. It's us putting the value on 50s, 100s, 5s, 10s, and 50s. We put that value on it, and it's a, productive type of transaction, okay, where your energy allows you to make a certain amount of these dollars so that you can make goods and services purchases, right? But if you understand who's over monetary policy, if you understand fiscal policy, you can build more wealth with this phony money, okay? And so this is a perfect opportunity right now to start paying yourself first and stacking your paper. Because when this market, because it's going to crash, and if you don't understand what I mean by the market's going to crash, right now we're in an economy where we're in the middle of a pandemic, 40-something million people not working, that schools are not even in right now, and when they're in, we're doing virtual learning, virtual teaching, and so that's a lot of jobs like the cafeteria workers. Is I don't think people kind of, when you look at education, look at the number of jobs that's going to be either furloughed or let go. I mean, right now, there's no school districts that have to pay bus drivers. Okay, what do they do? The cafeteria workers. Okay, the custodians. Yes, the custodians will be there for a little while, but when they shut it down again, what about the custodians? Okay, the teachers' aides. Okay, substitute teachers. So I think when we look at this economy and we look at opening up schools and whatnot, you got to really ask yourself where you're out on it, because they've instilled so much fear in you with this COVID-19 that it blurs your rational thinking. I mean, you have this alleged virus that has a recovery rate of 99.99, 99.97, right? It's less than 1% of the population even dies from this, right? And they're not educating the public on the usage of masks, because remember, if you outside and you walking around with these masks on and you're not sick, well, basically all you're doing is, giving yourself hypoxia. And hypoxia is basically when your brain doesn't get enough oxygen, right? And that's when you become, disoriented, confused, So when you see a lot of people out here wearing these masks for extended periods of time, all you're basically doing is breathing in your own CO2. Because when you exhale in that mask, most of that CO2, and when you inhale, it's still there. And so you inhaling, CO2 plus limited oxygen. And after so long of doing that, your oxygen saturation is going to be kind of depleted. You dig? And so, but who's benefiting from it? People that sell masks. Okay? So that's not indicative of this economy. Like I say, when I go back to education, there are a lot of people not working. And it's those who, of no fault of them, of no fault of their own. You dig? And so you got to ask yourself, in a situation like this, when the government shuts down businesses, when the government shuts down, institutions and organizations, I mean, are they making the employer responsible for the money loss? Because it's obvious they're not responsible, because we've only received one stimulus check. But the companies and corporations have received trillions of dollars. I mean, in such a situation like this, and you should be able to go to any location where there are several locations where you can go get a COVID test. Okay? If it's that serious. But then let's look at the ramifications of a positive COVID test. 14-day quarantine. It's not telling you to go home and take any type of medicinal treatment plan, or, you know, a certain amount of oxygen that you have to, you know, take, you know, antibiotics. It's nothing like that. It's quarantine. And then those who are symptomatic that have a cough or a fever, I mean, those are like over-the-counter medications. And so this whole nation has been shut down. And like I said, I would never want to diminish one's, you know, fear factor, or minimizing someone's concerns, because everyone has their own concerns. But once again, when you look at this economy as a whole and you look at what's going on, you know, we had like 26,000 points on the Dow Jones. How, when I just described a lot of things that are going on right now, you know, with so many jobs lost, with, you know, with so many people not working. All right. How is the Dow Jones at 26,000 points when at its highest it was 29,000? We know it's imminent. And if you've been in the garden a while, you know I talk about how these things are cyclical. You know, 87, you know, 99, you know, 2008. These are all time we have like huge market crashes. And then of course the big, you know, the Great Depression back in the day. And if you just do a little research, you'll see a lot of similarities with this stuff that's going on, man. I mean, it's really fascinating. If you really kind of pay attention to things, it's really fascinating. Okay, so pay yourself first, family. You know, I would definitely start, you know, stacking some cash. And like I said, I'm gonna do a video about how to actually open up stock market accounts and stuff like that, because, you know, those who are, you know, just totally resistant to making that fake money, make money in the market, it's kind of disheartening, because that's the only way you're going to be able to, you know, have a transition of wealth, you know, where you can experience that. If the family had, and I know I have some family members right now that invested in Novavax, you know, back when it was like $3. And I told you guys about Novavax a while ago. I did the research on it. And right now, Novavax is almost $140 a share. So, you know, I talked about Sorrento. And Sorrento was at $2.30 something. It's at like $8 now. And so it's like, it's ways to make money in this game, family. You know, just a little research. You know, just flipping the script a little bit. You dig? So pay yourself first, family. And like I said, my heart goes out, you know, because there's a lot of people not working. And so that tells you right there that this market is phony. So it's going to crash. And when it does, it's going to be pretty tough. I mean, the mortgage industry is down. The airline industry is down, you know. So it's a lot of industries down right now that people are not talking about, because all they've been inundating you with is COVID, right? And you ask yourself the question, you know, how something so dangerous is only killing less than 1% of the population, when something we call influenza A and influenza B have killed 5, 6, 10 times as many people this year than COVID. Right? So stay safe, family. I just want to come back with a little food for thought. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And like I said, in the meantime, between time, may the Most High Inside bring you joy. And being what is out of 5,000.